They laughed when she tripped during drills, mocked her when she couldn't lift the rifle, and whispered that a simple woman had no place in elite military training. But the moment her shirt tore during a brutal obstacle course, revealing the tattoo carved into her back, every soldier froze, and the commander himself snapped into a salute. Because that tattoo wasn't ink, it was a legacy. A legacy that would change everything. Welcome to Tales and Turns, where one twist can rewrite an entire destiny. Before we begin, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more powerful true inspired stories. And tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? Your support keeps these stories alive. Story, 10 long, flowing paragraphs, no headings, no scene breaks. From the moment Maya stepped onto the military training grounds, she knew she didn't fit in, not yet. The others arrived with confident strides, polished boots, and bodies carved from years of preparation. Maya arrived with borrowed shoes, trembling hands, and a heart carrying more weight than any rucksack. She had joined the forces not for glory, not for medals, but for something far deeper, and far more painful. She just couldn't let anyone know yet. As she stood in formation, she felt the eyes on her, measuring her, doubting her. And part of her feared they were right. Her first week was a disaster. She stumbled during drills, failed to keep pace on the morning runs, and collapsed during the push-up test. The other recruits whispered behind her, some didn't even bother to whisper. "She'll quit by sunrise," one snickered. "She's not cut out for this," another added. Even the trainers seemed to watch her with that silent, disappointed look, the kind reserved for lost causes. But every time Maya was tempted to walk away, she pressed 2 fingers against her spine, right where the hidden tattoo lay under her uniform, and reminded herself why she was here. The humiliation peaked during a tactical marching drill. While carrying a heavy pack, her foot slipped on a patch of dirt. She fell forward, bringing down 2 recruits with her. The entire squad laughed loudly, and even the commander shook his head. Maya wanted to disappear. She apologized again and again, but the laughter echoed longer than her words. That night, she sat on her bunk long after lights out, staring at the ceiling. Her throat tightened, but no tears fell. She whispered to herself, "One more day. I can survive one more day." It was a promise she had made before, many years ago. The turning point arrived during the infamous ravine crawl, the toughest obstacle in the entire training program. Recruits had to slide under barbed wire, climb a mud-coated wall, and leap across unstable rocks, all under timed pressure. Maya did her best to stay invisible, but that day, fate wouldn't let her. Halfway through the course, her shirt caught on the barbed wire. She tried to free herself, but the fabric ripped straight across her back. Gasps spread through the field, not because of the accident, but because of what lay beneath the torn shirt. Across Maya's back, in bold, intricate lines, was a tattoo shaped like the wings of a soaring eagle, wrapped around a crest only elite soldiers knew. Below it was a number that held more weight than steel. A silence swept over the field as every recruit recognized the symbol. It belonged to the National Hero Unit, a group of soldiers whose bravery was etched into the country's history. The number below the wings was the identification code of one particular hero, a legend who had saved dozens in a doomed ambush, sacrificing his life so others could return home. That hero was Maya's father. The commander stepped forward slowly, his expression transformed. The strictness in his eyes melted into recognition, then respect. He had served with her father. He had watched the men walk toward the enemy for the last time. And now, standing before him, was his daughter, silently carrying a legacy heavy enough to break the strongest spirit. "Recruits," he said, voice steady, "stand at attention." Confused but obedient, the squad snapped into formation. Then, something no one expected, the commander raised his hand to his brow and delivered a crisp, unwavering salute in Maya's direction. The recruits watched with stunned silence. Moments ago, they had mocked her. Now their commander was showing her the highest form of military honor. Maya stood frozen, breath trembling in her chest. She had spent years hiding the tattoo because she didn't want special treatment. She wanted to earn her place, not stand on her father's name. But seeing the commander salute wasn't an act of favoritism, it was acknowledgement. Not of the tattoo. Not of the legend. But of her. Her strength. Her quiet endurance. Her refusal to break. The atmosphere around Maya shifted overnight. The recruits who once ridiculed her now treated her with respect, some even with guilt. But Maya didn't change her attitude. She still woke before dawn, still ran until her lungs ached, still trained until her muscles burned. Only this time, she wasn't running from judgment, she was running toward purpose. And slowly, the others began to follow her pace. They noticed she never complained, never took shortcuts, never quit. If anything, she pushed harder than anyone, as if trying to live up to something greater than herself. Weeks passed, and Maya transformed. Her steps grew firmer, her posture straighter. Her voice, once soft and hesitant, now carried strength during drills. She began finishing in the top group during long-distance runs and outperforming half the squad in endurance exercises. The whispering changed too. Instead of insults, there were murmurs of admiration. "She's different," one said. "She's relentless," another added. But Maya knew the truth, she wasn't becoming someone new, she was simply becoming the person her father believed she could be. On the final day of training, before the graduation march, the commander asked Maya to step forward. The entire squad watched as he presented her with a medal, not for being the best, not for being the strongest, but for showing courage under pressure, humility in hardship, and resilience in every breath. "Your father was a hero," he said softly, "but today, you earned your own honor." Maya felt something warm settle in her chest, not pride, not relief, but peace. She had come searching for her place in the world. And she had found it, not in her father's shadow, but in her own light. As the sun dipped behind the mountains and the recruits stood tall in their new uniforms, Maya looked up at the sky. She imagined her father smiling, telling her he always knew she had the strength. And in that moment, Maya understood something profound: legacy isn't about living up to someone, it's about carrying their spirit forward. With her back straight and her heart steady, she marched forward with her squad, not as the simple woman they once mocked, but as the warrior she had become.